Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him. Listen. It's Eagles talk live, it's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shellers, Dante the Dark Job. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk. Training camp is underway and they're in full effect right now. They've had their first full padded practice yesterday, which was a little light. They went a little harder today, so we have a lot to talk about. Football is back. It's not the way we are accustomed to seeing it because of the pandemic, but it is football nevertheless. And there's some good stories coming out of training camp. So we have a lot to talk about. To start today, training camp, from what I'm reading, is the rookie wide receiver, John Hightower. And that's good because I heard that Quez Watkins had a great day yesterday. So these rookie wide receivers, they seem to be making an impact in camp, and that bodes well. We've been looking for speed, and it seems like we have some speed, and not only speed, but with that speed, we have some ability to go along with that, with the reports I'm getting out of training camp. So we got that to talk about. We got some injuries to Miles Sanders, Javon, Hargrave, and Barnett, among others, who got hurt this week. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the position battles going on. Secondary, heard from the secondary coach the other day, and he's really high up on he's high on his secondary room, but one person he's not that high on. I don't know. I'm going to play a clip for you. Tell me, but he didn't give glowing encouragement to one person that I picked to be a surprise or have a bounce back year, and that's Sidney Jones. But we'll get into all of that. Man, let me bring in my co-host, the Sandler Boys. Yo, everybody's here today. We got Shell and Pat, the Sandler Boys. What's up, guys?
What's going on? What up?
This is that time of year, man. We all, it feels a little different, but I'm still geeked because it's Eagles football. And although we don't know what it's going to look like on game day, I still get the chills through my veins because football season is upon us, and we're getting reports from training camp, and things are looking good. And I just can't wait. I'm mad because this pandemic is going on, because I'm not getting a chance to see these guys on the grass. And, we don't see a lot of footage from practice, but the most that we get to see is during the preseason games, and we're going to be devoid of preseason games this year because of the pandemic. But I'm still hyped. What do you guys feel like?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get this quarter started, to really get in depth about it. I know Shell showed up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Some life things going on, but I'm excited about it. Also, I'm cautious because one thing I know from playing the sport of football, like I was just talking to y'all in the pre-show, the body sometimes seems to get injured if it's not used to contact. I'm just kind of cautious about these guys not hitting each other, not being active, because football is a violent sport, and no preseason games at all, so you can't really judge somebody's ability. And I'm wondering if maybe the NFL should give these guys extra spots on the roster, just because of not even the pandemic, but because of it's going to be more injuries that occur because people aren't used to being hit.
All right. Well, we'll dive into a little bit more into that. Let's start this quarter. We'll talk about that coming out the gate. We'll come out now listening to the quarter. All right. So if you're new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand something, that we love our Philadelphia Eagles. We love them so much that we like to talk about them in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. So I have to lay the groundwork right now. We like to drink while we talk about our favorite football team. So you guys, if you know the drill, we like to do a shot before each quarter, and this show is divided into 4 quarters, just like a real game. So at the beginning of this quarter, we like to announce what we're drinking, give a shout out, and I'm still continuing to drink the tequila. And you guys, let me know what you're drinking over there, and you guys out there in the chat room, please let me know what you are drinking, and let's do this shot. and get into this conversation about the Philadelphia Eagles in training camp.
Yeah, I'm back on Uncle Nearest 1856 premium whiskey, 100 proof. I'm home, so it's good for me.
I'm doing Terramana tequila by the Rock. Like the way it goes down. That's what I'm drinking. Pause.
Okay, all right.
There's always one in the room.
Right. All right, so here we go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, so to touch on what Shell said. First, let me acknowledge the people that's in the room. We thank you guys for coming on and joining us as we talk about our favorite football team. Let me tell you one thing. Share this show to your page and let other people experience just what you're experiencing now. The #1 Eagles Talk coverage show on Facebook that's by fans. That's by fans, for fans. So that's Eagles Talk. Make sure you share this show. And if you are watching from any of the other platforms like YouTube, because we are broadcasting simultaneously to these other platforms. So if you're watching on YouTube or anything like that, make sure you hit the like button or hit the subscribe button. That'd be better. Hit the subscribe button. But first person in the room tonight was Tina. Tina's in the room. She says, "Hi guys." Hey Tina. What's up?
Going on?
Tina on vacay on the beach somewhere.
Yeah,
Isaac Ware is next.
Right now.
Isaac Ware says, "What's good, fellas? What's good, Isaac? We just chilling. We're just waiting for football to jump off, but we're enjoying the reports that's coming out of training camp." And third was Samuel Purnell. He says, "Yo, what's up? Roger's in the house." Roger says, "Up, y'all. What's up, Roger? Sup?
What up?
Yo, Drexel's in the house. Drexel Davis, hello, fellow Eagles fans. Hello to you, and thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share the show. And if you're not liking the page, make sure you go to Eagles Talk page and like the page and sign up for the notifications. That way, you won't miss us. You won't ever miss us. Whenever we go live, you'll get a notification, and you'll be right there with us. Deborah,
if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button right here and hit the bell too, so you know what's going on. If you're on the YouTube.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The bell on YouTube is the notification. So yeah, make sure if you are watching on YouTube, not only to subscribe, but make sure you sign up for the notifications so that you will know when we go live. There's my neighbor out there. Dwight is there, and he's shouting out our development. Thanks, Dwight. Thanks for letting everybody know where I live at. But okay. Laura's out there. She says, "I'm excited about the season, but we'll miss tailgating," as we all would.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When the last time have we been out there? Since they changed the rules, they messed it up for us. We had a ball tailgating out there during the Super Bowl season of 2017, and that's what makes it even more memorable to us is that whole year and how many tailgates we broadcast live. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to miss that. But let's jump into it. You brought up a good point, Shell, and that's the same thing I've been wondering too. Like, not wondering, but it's going to affect this upcoming season. The fact that not only did we not have OTAs or anything like that, but with the new protocol, with the concussion protocol and all that, they just don't hit like they used to. So I'm thinking that this year is probably even less hitting because there's not going to be any, preseason games out there. So they're not even going to have the opportunity to go up against another team and get some, game speed type reps going on. Everything has to be attempted to be simulated in practice. And we know that practice is not the same as a game.
So we're talking about practice.
No, it's not.
We're talking about practice.
I'm gonna say this.
The game.
It's been I've been retired since 2015, so it's 5 years. But the game hasn't changed that much. They typically do what they call concussion acclimation and heat acclimation for the first week. All right, that's when you get used to putting your helmet on, and you get used to being in the heat. During this period of time, you don't really do any contact. They just have you with your pads on and your helmet, and they run you to death. Especially on a pro level, there's a lot of conditioning, a lot of running. They get you used to the heat, get you used to the helmet. Afterwards, they do a concussion acclimation. You got to answer these questions. It's like a series of 10, 20 questions you got to answer, and all the answers got to be consistent. And that's how they judge you. So if you get a concussion during the game, if you answer the questions incorrectly, then it let them know if you're boggled. So that's what they typically do. But because of this situation going on now with the COVID. They haven't been able to do this. They're breaking everything down into groups. They're not putting the players through these conditions so that their bodies are prepared for a game situation. So that's where I talked to y'all guys previously. That's where my concern lies. There's no simulation for game speed. I don't care what level it is, high school, college, or on a pro level. There's no simulation for game speed because you go to act and react faster because that's what the body normally does. So my concern is for these athletes and the possibility of injury. And I was just saying, like, the NFL should put extra roster spots for each team, because I'm telling you, it's going to be more injuries this year than typically there were, because these guys aren't used to the heat. They aren't used to the contact. Some of these guys just put helmets on 2 days ago.
Well, they expanded the practice squad. They expanded it from, I think, 10 players to 16 players to accommodate.
I don't think 6 players is going to be enough.
Well, they're also expanding the IR return list.
Okay.
They did a lot of things to combat with this COVID, to combat with injuries going forward, and I think with that being a catalyst of a precaution that the NFL is taking, the COVID being the number one thing, because one person can get it. If that one person has it,
you can
it
affect the whole team. Yeah.
So that has to be the main focus. Then you go in. I hate to say then you go into concussion, but you go into other things after that. And I think the NFL is doing it right now.
All right, yeah, I think they're doing okay. It's just that the lack of hitting, and we've seen that decline over the years since the concussion protocol has been instituted in the league. We've seen that, but it's even less hitting going on now because of this current situation we're in. And then I think that the new school or the new thinking is now you just want to get your players through training camp without getting hurt. So then, you already have the concussion protocol in place, or those type of new restrictions on guidelines on how much the guys can put on pads and play in pads and have contact and stuff like that. And then on top of that, now you have the coaches in the mentality that they start buying into it now. They forgot all about football. Like, these are not young guys. Like, they're still old enough to remember when there was 2-a-days and we used to go out there and kill each other. But you got those.
We had hell week.
Right. Okay, so now you have these coaches that are not far removed from that time, and they're buying into this crap, and now they're holding people out. I'm not calling it crap, but
I agree with you. It's crap.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right,
you know what? You look at today's NFL. You look at today's NFL, and you look at yesteryear's NFL. Today's NFL is a faster NFL. You have to admit, today's NFL.
I disagree.
Today's NFL is a much faster NFL than
you had guys. You had guys that played in the '90s, and it's way faster than these guys that's playing now.
Well, no, he didn't say players. He said the game.
The game. The game. Each decade the game speeds up a little bit. You know that. Just like from coming from high school to college to pro level, it speeds up. So you get these guys in less sittings. Their bodies are more conditioned to be more runners and be more athletic. Therefore, the game speed up.
I disagree with the athleticism.
Just look at our team right now. We got a track star wide receivers, right? Look at
we do have now. We do have track star wide receivers now.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but look at Kansas City. Kansas City got arguably the fastest guy.
Did you see Terrell Davis? Not Terrell. Terrell Owens at 40-something years old racing the other day for $1,000.
Yeah, he had a 10-yard head start and he almost still lost.
Yeah, and he almost still lost. Yes, I saw that. Yeah. All right, so this is my point. All right, without this, football's going to go on. We understand that, but I think that the beginning of the season suffers the most because of this lack of hitting. Because now our preseason is actually going to be the first month or first 6 games of the season. That's going to be the guys actually getting accustomed to hitting and running full throttle, because that's going to be their first exposure to game like situations. It's not like preseason. And I know we don't play our stars too much in the preseason, but at least they get a quarter in this game, a quarter in that game, to get some game times, game speed reps or whatever. And they're not even going to get that this year. So just expect that there's not going to be a team out there unless they are somehow circumventing the protocol rules and hitting more than they're allowed. There's not going to be a team out there that's going to be in game shape come week 1. So it's going to be a lot of people out there, a lot of teams out there really getting their footing under them and getting their conditioning under them. And that would cause, like Sal just said, for an increased number of soft tissue injuries. Because they're not.
They've been fined twice already for over practicing.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this before you end this quarter. And actually, we had a comment by Andrew McGuire that just said it. The teams that have the same coach and the same coaching staff, well, the majority of the same coaching staff, they have an advantage on the season. They have an advantage when it comes to this game going forward, these first 5 games, because they didn't change the philosophy. They didn't change They implemented a new offense. They implemented a new defense.
It's the same.
It's the same thing going forward. These players that's been on this team with these coaches. They're better prepared than the coaches that just got new coaches in the league. So,
all right, and I agree with that. I brought that up earlier too. I said it should be an advantage, especially to us in our division, because every other team in our division has a new coaching staff. So with the pandemic going on and the OTAs being cut out, I think it's going to be a taller task for them to get their new systems implemented with a whole team that doesn't have the OTAs to they didn't have the normal grass time and all to implement their system. So out of the 4 teams in the NFC East, the Eagles are the only team that still has the same coaching staff intact. So Dallas is instituting not a whole brand new offensive scheme, because they retain their offensive coordinator from last year. But you better believe that McCarthy is going to put his wrinkle on the offense. So it's going to be some new things in there that they have to learn. That system, defense is going to be new. Washington has a whole new coaching staff. They're implementing a new system there, and the Giants has a whole new coaching staff. So they're implementing a new offense and defense there too. So I think that we definitely should have an advantage.
Football club.
Yeah, to watch the football. I'm so sorry. All right, let's end this quarter. Let's end this first quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so let me go to some comments out there. Cousin B is in the room, and he is causing a lot of havoc already. We had Cousin B on the show when we appeared at the Green Stinger one time, and he is in the comment room right now. He said, I would like to thank the Eagles for taking Rager so my Vikings could get Jefferson. And they are getting his ass. They are, I've been seeing them going back and forth. They should at least have 1 or 2 preseason to get the new people used to the offensive defense. I agree with you, Ricky. It's not going to happen. They're going to be more passing the Cowboys, quite possibly. But we ended that quarter. We are about to start the second quarter. You're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. And this week I am still doing the tequila, and my co-hosts are doing the Uncle Nearest, but not the 100 proof Uncle Nearest, right? That's not the 100 proof.
Yeah, it's 100.
Oh, that is the 100 proof. That's the brown bottle. I know that one. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Jeremiah.
All right. So he's doing the what you doing? The tequila?
Yeah.
Oh, the rock tequila. All right.
Yeah.
That don't mean anything. All right. So everybody, let me know what you're drinking out there.
There you go.
Let me know what you're drinking out there. Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so the news coming out of training camp. I heard the Doug Pederson press conference, and the things I took away from the Doug Pederson press conference today actually was that he likes somebody asked him about getting a. Well, first let me Pat, give me an update on the injury report coming out of training camp now, because we had some injuries this week.
Yeah, we did have some injuries this week. They're more or less week to week, day to day injuries as of right now. Dallas Goddard is out upper body day to day. Sidney Jones is lower body day to day. Boston Scott lower body day to day. Miles Sanders is week to week. Fletcher Cox is out due to a maintenance day. You also have Jordan Hargraves, who's out with a upper body injury. He's more week to week. I believe he'll be fine for the season to start. Sidney Jones, I did say Sidney Jones did miss. Josh Sweat was missing practice today due to illness. And of course, I said Derek Barnett is day to day. Marcus Epps, he's a safety that we have, like one of the rotational safeties. He went to the medical tent today, and there was no information on him as of yet.
All right, so the biggest injury reports out of those players listed this week was
Miles Sanders,
Dallas
Goddard,
and Sidney Jones.
Well, Goddard, that's a minor, but no, Hargrave,
yep.
Hargrave and Barnett, because Hargrave is listed as week to week. They are confident that he'll be fine coming into the season, but he is out and he is week to week. Barnett is the same week to week also, and Miles Sanders, they say he has an upper body or lower body? Lower body.
Miles Sanders, they're saying is lower body.
Lower body, but they expect him to be ready by week one.
Out because they didn't want him to get
I'm gonna
hurt.
say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with
thing
you.
in practice.
I'm gonna blow the whistle on this one, because we know what's going on. We understand that Miles Sanders is going to be the workhorse of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to sports talk here in Philadelphia, and somebody said it. I think it was your doppelganger. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I've been drinking. He said I will hold Miles Sanders out for the rest of the training camp. Well, I think the Eagles heard that, and he said,
That's what
what, we're gonna hold him out because he has looked spectacular. He has had bursts. He put on a little bit of weight, but did not lose any speed. They see he actually gained some speed. His burst is outstanding. He's not trying to see the field. He sees the field better.
Yeah, it takes
he said last year he had to get accustomed to
waiting for his
box or looking around the field. Now he sees everything before it happened. And when you do that, you get into that mode of LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, Brian Westbrook, Barry Sanders type mode. And this guy has the ability to be that type of running back for us. So therefore, if I'm the coach, I'm sending your butt there.
Yeah.
I'll put you in shorts the whole training camp.
The one disappointing factor for me was I was expecting Sidney Jones to compete with Maddox for the starting corner position. Mm-hmm. But due to his lack of inactivity, I don't see that. I see his draft pick personally. You can disagree with me, you can argue with me. I see his draft pick as a bust.
All right. Well, that was the player that I picked that was going to have a breakout year. That was the one that I picked that was going to be most improved. And I have to admit, after hearing Marquand, I believe that's his name, if I'm pronouncing it correct. Marquand Manuel from the secondary coach.
Yeah.
He had this to say about Sidney Jones, and it just led me to believe that he's not high on the secondary coaches list. Let's listen.
Well, one of the things in this league, man, you have to be accountable. That's one thing. Like I said, he was upbeat and accountable. Understand that you have to compete daily. That's one of the things that we had to do. Be accountable, compete daily, be willing to learn. And if you consistently do those three things in this league, you can have success. Everyone's skill set is different. We all understand that. You guys understand that. I also understand that. However, how can you implement now what do you do great? We can't be great at everything, but we also can work at things that we know we can get better. So I practice it until I can't get it wrong. So his accountability and commitment and hard working is really what I asked him. And that was the challenge. And that's going to continue to be the challenge.
So that's the challenge for Sidney Jones. That didn't sound like a ringing endorsement there. That was that, so I
like that. I
yeah,
like that.
practice it till you can't get it
listen,
wrong.
I like that.
I'm ready to put the helmet on for this guy. He said, practice it till you can't get it wrong.
That personality, that scheme that just comes off him right now, just with that little clip. You know what? He know what is needed for these cornerbacks to be the best cornerbacks.
To be successful.
You know, we look at these guys and like they say, oh, it's a scheme. No, it's not the scheme. It's the defense coach teaching them the different skills that they need to be successful in this league. If they don't have it, they don't have it. It doesn't matter what scheme you run.
I tell you this. I could take a corner, right? This average guy, and I can if I can teach him what they teach in high school, well on a collegiate level, called a 3-step read. As he's backpedaling 1, 2, 3, he's reading the hips of the receiver. If I can teach you that as a corner, then on a high school level you'll be successful. So on a professional level, if you have a coach that has these offsets that can teach you how to be successful, if you listen to coach, you'll be successful.
Yeah, that's true.
So if these guys, you got certain guys that's listening and certain guys that aren't listening. Now on the NFL level, you got they have different abilities that the guys on the collegiate or the high school level do not have. So their ability to pick up what the coach is saying has to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So when you come into the NFL, just like you said, it has to be quicker. But when you come to the NFL, the expectation is there.
It's higher. It's higher.
You because at that time you should already practice enough where as though you can't even get it wrong.
But I love him. He said, "Practice it." What did he say?
He said,
"Practice it so you can't get it wrong."
But at that aspect, when you get to the pros,
oh man,
it should be almost elementary to you.
But I mean, if you got guys, like you said, if you got guys on this level that's still getting it wrong, then that's not sitting good with the coach. And you know what that means? Yeah. You sitting next to me on game day, son.
Well, Dark Knight, I want to say this. I want to say this, Dark Knight. I know we got to get to some of these comments because there are some great comments out there. But just go back and look at our wide receivers that we have right now. They're doing things that we haven't had wide receivers do in training camps. John Hightower today ran the best comeback route in training camp, period. Hands down. He made Rasul Douglas, I know it's Rasul Douglas, he made Rasul Douglas run 17 yards before he realized that he wasn't even nowhere near him.
Yeah.
All right. Jalen Ragnar, he's been crushing it since day one. Quaz Watkins, before yesterday, the day before, put on a show and showed his speed. The clips are there. I know you're going to show some clips of these guys. You do it. You practice it.
So you can't get it wrong.
I love that.
I love that.
All right, so Doug Pederson said that concerning the Miles Sanders injury, because he was asked whether you think it would be a good time to bring in a veteran running back to kind of because we all have heard the rumblings that Miles Sanders is probably going to be a 3-down back this year. He's probably going to be the bell cow ball carrier for this team, and this will be the first one that Doug Pederson has had since he's come to Philadelphia as head coach. It's always been running back by committee, but they feel very, very confident, and they're very high on Miles Sanders that they're going to let him carry the load. And he said that he's okay with where the running backs are. He doesn't feel a need to have to bring in another veteran running back. He said he likes Corey Clement. He likes Boston Scott. He likes the young guys, Holyfield, and what they're doing. So it's probably unlikely that he's going to bring in not only that, but they interviewed the offensive, not the offensive coordinator, but the running backs coach, Deuce Staley, the assistant head coach.
No. He's the acting head coach. Say it right.
Well, not now. He's
not now.
Doug Peterson is back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
I got
He's
excited.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was the associate head coach, and during Doug Peterson's absence, he was able to. He was the interim head coach, acting head coach, and he was asked about that experience, and he said he was very happy, and it was such a joy to be able to sit in that chair and do that for that time. It was a valuable experience, he said. But concerning the fact that Miles Sanders is hurt and whether they should bring in another veteran running back, Deuce had this to say. Let me put this up here. Deuce had this to say.
Pretty much the 3-down lead back of this team.
I think we have good backs. I think that Miles can do it all. And when you have a guy like Miles that can make people miss, that can lower his shoulder and also run you over, you want to put the ball in his hands as much as possible. And
You see, he wants to put the ball in as much as possible in Miles Sanders' hands. So that kind of goes back to what Patrick said about he got a little dinged up, and they saw how good he looked in preseason, and they have a much bigger role in store for him, and they can see what he can do. So they want to preserve him until the regular season because, like he said, he's a dynamic force, and they're going to be looking to give Miles Sanders the ball a lot this year. So I can see where that can be the perspective that they take on that. But even with that, I think, well, I don't know, because running back is probably one of those that you can miss some of the preseason and get back into a groove a little quicker than a position, something like a linebacker or defensive line. You know what I mean? Where you need that contact, you need to be tackling people to be practicing your craft of tackling. Well, running back is a little different, so maybe they can get away with holding him out and all that, but it's just a different atmosphere, and I know we have to get used to that.
Position. You got to once you get a rhythm.
That is true, but within this offense, let's be honest. Within this offense, in the last 4 years that we had running backs come in and out, they have been successful. Look at Jay Ajay. He came in mid-season trade.
I just said
and
it
was
a rhythm position.
And so this
5, 6, 7 carries, you get into a rhythm, you get into a groove. Now you floating.
We floating right now. Let's end this quarter.
All right.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, let me go to some comments before we start the third quarter. And it could change. Blake is out there. Blake says, we beat the 7-time Super Bowl champs with a backup quarterback on fourth down with a trick play, which was an identical play New England botched 1 quarter earlier. Yeah. I don't know in what context that was said, but you know what I'm saying. All right. Marquise says the best luck y'all have to get rid of that trash quarterback. All right. So obviously he's not an Eagles fan. All right.
It's okay. It's good.
Practice until you can't get it wrong. Wow. All right. So he's making fun of us. Are we trying?
You gotta go to Isaac Ware comment.
Which one? Here's one of them.
No. Yes, that one.
That Tamara Tequila kicking in. Somebody can't stop smiling. Who is that?
I can't stop smiling either, man. I'm happy. It's football.
All right, Daphne Nicole's in there. She says, "Hey guys, I'm late, but I'm here. We appreciate you joining us, Daphne. You have to sit in the back of the room because you're late. I can't believe it, but you throw the flag, blow the whistle on Daphne.
Throw the flag. Oh.
All right, there's the flag, Daphne. All right, so let's start this third quarter.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, so if you are new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And this week I am doing the tequila. My co-host, one is doing the Uncle Nearest.
We're both doing Uncle Nearest. I just finished the mirror in between.
He's going to do that.
Yeah. I'm doing
it's going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, he's going to sleep on the couch.
That's 100 proof bourbon that they're doing right there. So they're doing 100 proof bourbon, and that looks like a triple shot Pat just poured. So
yeah, I have double shots.
All right, I'm going to do another one. All right, so.
You doing 3? Oh, you must not have to go.
No, this is my last one. All right, okay. So here it is. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1 to our Philadelphia Eagles.
I already started it.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
Woo. We heard from Nate Jerry. I heard Nate Jerry this week talk about his role, and he feels very, very comfortable in this defense. You know, linebackers, when coming out being a linebacker, he feels much more comfortable in this third year as a linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles, understanding that he came in as a safety with the intention to convert him to a linebacker. So it's taken him 3 years, and he said he finally feels comfortable coming in, and he knows all three linebacker positions, and it definitely helps, he says, to have speed with today's game when you have to cover running backs and some tight ends coming out, on routes. So their speed and their athleticism does help them a lot. Out of the linebacker crew, I'm hearing that what's my guy? Sean Bradley is tearing it up.
From Temple.
From
I told y'all.
Local guy is tearing it up. I don't know if he's going to crack the starting lineup, but they said he is making waves in training camp right now.
Can I talk?
Sure.
Sure. Why don't y'all listen to me on Combine Day? Y'all don't listen to. I told y'all about this guy Sean Bradley
because you don't be here. That's why we can't listen to you when you're not here. That's why we don't listen.
No, I talked to y'all about Sean Bradley on Combine Day, and y'all was teasing me about his name from Temple. I knew this guy was going to be successful, and I watched him. I watched this guy play against Kansas U and had like 13, 14 tackles. He's a monster, man.
All right, so the thing about it, we joke about it because of.
What, they laughing at me?
No, they laughing about the WAP joke, but
yeah.
The Cardi B song. Cardi B song.
All right,
you get it right because I've been drinking. So Cardi B song.
All right, go ahead. Continue your thought. Continue.
But Sean Bradley, we joked about him because we was thinking about the 7-footer that we had.
Yeah.
But we also, when we broke it down, we talked about he has the ability to be our next starting linebacker.
You didn't say that. You didn't say it. If you go back to the Combine show, y'all was teasing me about. You was teasing.
All right, thank you.
That's why I got this. That's why I got that sound bite. I got more just for him. I didn't play him yet. I got more.
All right, go ahead.
So the thing about it is that he has the ability. When he went to Temple, he started as a freshman. He came on the field as a freshman.
I know.
So we know he has the ability to be that linebacker that we need. Does he have the ability to be that right now? We didn't know at that time.
Okay.
You put him on the field and see what he could do. And one question mark against him was his speed. That's not a question mark right now. Right now, he's a flowing linebacker.
I knew he was going to be. I saw the games. I saw him play.
All right, let me go to a comment here. Rodney says, when do you think Jalen starts? Now, who are you talking about? Jalen Rager or Jalen Hurts? Because, I know Jalen Hurts shouldn't be in this conversation right here. I hope you're talking about Rager because Jalen Hurts is not ready.
They got a Joker package with
Rager. Rager should start from day one, from what I'm hearing, for what he's doing in training camp, and with what JJ Arcega-Whiteside has done in his limited role as a starting. Because I think he just came back to practice today, and they put him in with the number ones, and as compared to what I'm hearing Rager did, I think Rager has the upper edge on JJ Arcega-Whiteside right now. I see where they want to come from. They want the bigger guy in there because they got the speed guy on the other side. But hey, look, man, you can't have too much speed, man. Put Desean Jackson and Rager in there. Yeah. If they're killing it in practice, let them play the games, man. Greg Ward is in the slot, man. I feel very confident about him. I'm clapping my hands. Thank you. I mean, congratulations to him because he had a long road to get to where he is right now. And in his interview this week, he said he still views his position as scratching and clawing for that position. He is at no means is he relaxing or celebrating because he's worked this hard to get to this spot.
Yeah, he has.
He still treats this thing as if he's trying to make the practice squad. So congratulations to him. Shout out.
Size don't mean nothing on the outside no more, man. Look at Tyreek Hill, man. You got somebody that has 4.27 speed that can break away from the pack. This size don't mean as long as you can get the ball and you get separation or you can make a move in space. That's the NFL game now.
Well, the thing about our offense, the offense is predicated on running the ball, believe it or not. And when you have
it's a one back read. You read. If the linebacker comes downhill, you get rid of the ball. Watch the quarterback.
again, let me get back into it and say that our offense is predicated on running the ball.
All right.
What happens is when you have this speed on the outside like we have right now, your safeties, your defensive coach, you have to make sure your safeties stay in that cover two or they have to get back.
They gotta be contained.
They have to get back. So therefore, you cannot put that safety in the box or move your safeties down like you did last year. All right. So what happens now? We got safety. The middle of the field is wide open. Now your defensive line has to play straight up. Your linebackers got to play straight up.
Got to play discipline.
They got to play discipline. And what happens with us? We get to fire off the ball.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the secondary. The secondary is now the first unit consists of Darius Slay, Avante Maddox on the other side, cornerback 2, and Roby Coleman in the slot. And they said these guys look good, except for this play right here, and that's the one where Desean Jackson. They showed a clip of Desean Jackson burning the hell out of Darius Slay. Let's look at this.
Who? Oh, I ain't got it.
That was impressive. That's
That's 6 to 7 yards of separation.
All right, let me give you the low down dirty on this.
He's in his 30s.
Let me get the low down dirty on this. All right, first of all, Desean Jackson is pure speed. All right, we keep talking about, and I mentioned him too, Tyreek Hill. Desean Jackson is up there with him. He's been up there.
Not no 4.27 guy.
Wait a minute. Desean Jackson ran a 4.35 on a bum hamstring at the combine.
Okay.
All right.
I know.
Not only did he grow up and become a better route runner over the years,
he matured,
and he's able to put all that together. So it's not fair for any corner. I don't care who you are on one-on-one drills to go against Desean Jackson. As a former corner who went against some fast guys, remember Sean, Troy?
Yeah.
All right. Those guys were fast.
Troy was in the camp with the Jets.
So these guys, it's not fair for the corners. And at that particular time they did that, these defensive backs wasn't allowed to put their hands on the receiver. Like you might saw a little touch and stuff like that, but as far as being more physical, they wasn't allowed to. So therefore, you're still at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage playing corner. And I've seen enough of Slay to understand that he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's more of a physical corner.
All right, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, I'm excited because our cornerback, our wide receiver, Desean Jackson, has elite speed and he beat that guy very easily. And then you look at it and you be like, well, damn, he just beat our number one defensive sign, our free agent signing there.
Yeah.
You kind of look at, but don't get it wrong. There are plenty of highlights where Darius Slay has had his way with the wide receiver. So I'm not worried in that sense right there. But it depends on what side of the ball you're on at that moment right there. If you're on the offensive side of the ball, you're like, yeah, Desean did the damn thing. But if you're Jim Schwartz and them, you're probably like, oh shit, they got us on that one. But in any instance, we are still in good shape right here because he's not the only bright spot that we're hearing from training camp, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I'm hearing that these young guys, Quez Watkins had a great practice one day. These young guys are not only fast, but they're talented and they catch the ball. Today, it was John Hightower from what the reports that I'm reading this day. Man, I'm excited that Carson Wentz has some young weapons here, and he has the confidence to get them the ball. He was singing the praises of Jalen Reagor and comparing him to, and I know it's kind of lofty right now, so I'm not going to put it, but he was comparing him to Julio Jones and his ability to be able to his vertical going up and get the ball and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that this guy is Julio Jones, but I'm liking what I'm hearing coming out of the training camp, and I'm liking what I'm hearing on the reports of what these young guys are doing in training camp, man. So we wanted speed. We have speed now. And like I said before, speed is an easy thing to have, but do you have the athletic ability or the skill set to go along with that speed to make you a good receiver? And we drafted what, 3-4 receivers? I forget.
We drafted three receivers.
Three receivers. So if we can hit off of, if we hit off of just one, we've done good. If we can hit on two of them, we've done even better. So from what I'm hearing, these guys are having a good camp, and they are a close-knit group. They're very athletic, and they seem to be very talented from what I'm hearing right now. So I'm happy with those guys, and this offense should be very exciting going into this game. I can't wait to see them against regular competition. Unfortunately, it won't be until week 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Me and my brother played against elite talent when we played in the minor leagues, and in practice, it was times where we got beat, and it was times where we beat up the offense. But when it came to game time, because our battles
make you a better team.
Our battles at practice used to be crazy. When it came,
our battles at practice are actually better than some of our games.
Yeah, I'm talking about almost fights in practice. And then when I got to the AFL, it was even worse. Our practices were crazy, like guys getting hit underneath bleachers and fights and stuff like that. And then we play on game day, we totally dominate. We totally dominated the team. I mean, we beat one team 56-7, and we were mad because we let them score. Like the practice determines how the game's going to go going forward. So if these guys are really elite right now in practice going forward, I think we're going to have a good season.
There was a play today
Eagles.
between John Hightower and Darius Slay, and Darius Slay got beat in the inside for a slant, and John Hightower was checking into the house. But you saw the hustle from Darius Slay, the actual hit the ball out of his hands.
Yeah,
and the thing about
these guys aren't taking off any plays. They're going 100%.
Yeah,
that's going to transition until game day.
We look at these plays one-on-ones, and we not understand nuances that you're going to have other plays over top or underneath and stuff like that. There was a play during camp, and John McClain reported this, one of the reporters, and I look at the updates every second that comes when it comes after the video kicks out.
Mm-hmm.
They said Jalen Ragnar went up for a pass in the middle of the field. It was for somebody 6'5" who was going to jump. He said the guy jumped at least 45 inches. Now the thing about Jalen, we seen he has one of the highest contested jump radius in college football last year. So he can go and get the ball. He's maybe 5'11", 6 foot, whatever he might be.
He's 5'11",
but he plays bigger than what his size is.
Yeah.
So Justin Jefferson, we understand the ability of a 6'3" wide receiver playing that stop position, but to have a speed guy on the outside that can out jump your corner at any given time.
And typically most speed guys do have ups.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not all of them, but
Desean don't got ups.
Desean don't have ups.
No.
He has ups. He don't have ups. He got ups. He got ups.
Well, he got up, but he's not going up. He's not going up after that Tampa Bay game. He's not going up to get no balls.
Nah.
All right. So another one of the position battles, not battle really, but changes on defense was Jalen Mills being moved to a safety. And after hearing the secondary coach talk about Jalen Mills, he sounds like he's very high on Jalen Mills being able to accomplish or fulfill that position there, one that was held by Malcolm Jenkins before he left after this year. He says that Jalen Mills is, he played the position in college, so he's not starting off like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
and then a lot of the skill set that he's displayed as a cornerback, and he is not having any problem with Jalen Mills and his conversion to safety right now. So I think that bodes well with for our secondary with those big guys up front, man, and the linebackers flying around. I'm very upbeat about what's about to happen this year right here. I am very upbeat. What do you guys think?
I think, well,
it's the third quarter. Finish your statement.
All right. Like I said, watching him play in the SEC, watching him play at LSU against some top-notch athletes that are in the league now, playing the safety, playing the strong safety and free safety position. I know that he's going to develop into an athlete that can play on this level at that position. That's traditionally the position he was more comfortable at. They moved him to corner, but the one thing he does lack is that quick burst. He's a 4.5 guy.
He's a 4.6 guy.
Now,
No,
I'm
he
talking
was a
about
4.6 coming out.
anyway. He's more at 2 to play the safety position, and I think he'll be successful there because that's where he's played three out of the 4 years that he was at college.
Yeah, this add on to that conversation before we end this quarter is that Jalen was a heck of a safety at LSU.
He's an All-American.
His first 2 years they had him at corner. His last year they moved him to safety, and he dominated as a safety. He's an outstanding safety. If LSU coaches knew that he was a safety, I think the NFL coaches should have said, you know what, you are a safety.
You are a safety.
Why we put you at corner? Why we draft you as a corner, but you played your last season was at safety? That makes no sense.
I mean, All-American at safety.
Yeah. All right, let me.
All right, let's answer this question.
What?
Carrie says to correct him. Oh, wait a minute. What's no, not that. That's not the question. Let me see. All right, here we go. Other than health, what do you guys think Carlson needs to improve on? Also, what do you think about Doug's play calling?
That's easy. All right. So from my standpoint, what I think Carson needs to improve on is his quick decision making. One, second, his ball protection inside the pocket. All right. He has one of the highest fumble rates in the NFL since he came into the NFL inside the pocket.
Speaking on that, my two things is his ability to know a play is dead and just throw it out of bounds. That's one, and also is his quickness. If he sees a receiver is covered, he sees a second receiver is covered, don't try to extend the play. Just throw the ball to the dump off back and let them get 2 or 3 yards. He tries to extend the play, and that's when accidents happen. That's when injuries happen.
All right. So other than health, I think Carlson needs to. I agree with Shell there. He needs to recognize when the play is dead. He's not going to get 50 yards. So do the check down and get rid of the ball and live to play another down. That's his biggest weakness right now. He is very athletic. He's very talented, but he holds the ball a little bit too long, waiting for spectacular plays. And it's not all about that all the time. It's about matriculating the ball down the field. As you look at the GOAT out there, Tom Brady. Tom Brady will take 5 yards, 3 yards.
Have your playmakers make the play
in a minute. He'll take that in a second. Even if the 20-yard is not open, he'll take the 3 or 4 yards and continue to matriculate the ball down the field. And that's what Carlson Wentz has to understand. Live to play another down. But let's end this quarter because we haven't.
And that's the end of the quarter.
So we're in the fourth quarter now. Watching Eagles talk. Start the fourth quarter.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right. This is Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles cover show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so as we get drunk. I mean, as we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. That's what I meant. Okay, so I must be
in the back of the barbershop.
So, all right, so we like to do that. So join us, but please drink responsibly.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'm tapped out. This is the third quarter.
But my come on, man! Just one more.
I'm tapped out. I did 3.
Come on, man!
And please drink responsibly because I'm home. I'm in the basement studio. They are home and they are cool. So you guys be home and you guys be cool too. The pandemic has kind of slowed everything down, so that's good. So let me know what you're drinking out there. My co-hosts are drinking the Uncle Nearest 1850 what 56.
Yes. Listen. I gotta tell people out there, if you like whiskey, bourbon, whatever you like, whatever brown you like, this is what you need to get. This is a good drink to drink with a cigar.
Definitely.
I'm definitely going to enjoy me a nice little cigar after this. It's
this
good.
Uncle Nearest. Let me give him a little history. Uncle Nearest made this recipe, and Jack Daniels actually stole the recipe from Uncle Nearest.
No, he didn't. He worked for Jack Daniels,
and he taught.
He was the master distillery for Jack Daniels. So
they stole his recipe.
They didn't steal
they did not steal
His
it.
family got
they owned it. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So thank you for that. that wrong information. But anyway, all right, everybody, let's do a
That's what
shot
happens when
called
you
Philadelphia
drink.
Eagles.
They stole it. This is like they stole the peanut butter.
All right, okay, so we are in the fourth quarter, and the secondary looks like this.
Hold up,
I
man.
said
3,
it.
2, 1. We got
All
a
right,
drink.
3, 2, 1, down the hatch. I didn't do that one.
Yeah,
so
it's a foul,
sorry.
man. Yeah, penalty flag on the play.
Flag on the play. All right, so the secondary is shaping up to be Avonte Maddox, Darius Slay, Roby Coleman. Safeties are McLeod and Jalen Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers have still not been determined, although Duke Riley has been running with the ones, but they said that, like we talked about earlier, Sean Bradley is playing out of his mind right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to change. It's kind of hard for a rookie. If he does make the starting lineup, that will be amazing, because you know how the hierarchy goes in this type of thing right here. And he's just a rookie. So I don't know how much confidence they're going to put in him and what he's doing in training camp. But so far, Duke Riley is running with the ones. Nate Gary and TJ Edwards are they seem to be solidified as the starting linebackers and playing most of the snaps there. But we don't know who the third linebacker is going to be. Defensive line is kind of set. It's going to be Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Hargrave if he's healthy. Malik Jackson is still healthy.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Derek Barnett when he comes back.
You gotta
and
have a nine-man
with a rotation of Vinny Curry, Malik Jackson again, and Josh Sweat on the other side. So
don't forget about Hassan Ridgeway.
Ridgeway too, also in the mix. But they're going to be a part of the rotation. On offense, we have the wide receivers have not been determined, not of yet. We still have about 2-3 weeks to go. But Rager has played a majority of the snaps at the Z position. Deshaun Jackson at Y. And in the slot, we've had Greg Ward in the slot. So Greg Ward was interviewed, and he talked about the I told you before. He talked about not relaxing and continuing to fight, and although he's worked his way up to being on the depth chart as the number one slot receiver, he's not taking it or looking at it that way. He's still looking at it as if he is fighting for a roster spot. So that means that he's still hungry, and I'm glad that he's still hungry. But he definitely deserves a round of applause for being for hanging in there this long. This is like his third or fourth year
from Wawa.
Where he was,
from Wawa,
where he was on the practice squad, and now he's at number one in the depth chart.
Sandwiches out.
You know what? No, I gotta give it to Greg Ward. You gotta understand Greg Ward's story. He was a dynamic quarterback. With the Houston Cougars back in college.
Yeah.
Dynamic quarterback, but he was undersized. And I hate to say this, he reminds me of Antoine Randall L. A lot of y'all don't remember him from Antoine Randall L. No,
he played in Georgia.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
All right, he was the quarterback at Indiana.
Okay.
I was in college at that time. I remember watching this guy do a Michael Vick. All right, you know, so. And when he came to the pros and he played with the Steelers, he was a dynamic wide receiver. He wasn't the greatest wide receiver for the Steelers, but he helped them get them to a championship. He threw a touchdown to Hines Ward. All right,
he did.
So Greg Ward has that ability to be a difference maker in the slot for us. He gets open. That's all he does. He doesn't beat his corner.
He works hard.
He works hard and he gets open and he catches the ball. That's what we need.
All right, that's good. Let me go to some comments there. KL's S is saying, I can't tap out. I can't tap out. What do you mean I can't?
Yeah, you can't tap out, man.
I gotta tap out.
What? Now, come on.
I got a good. You hear that? Where's that? When my neighbor is saying he got a cigar here, so I gotta go get that cigar. So it's not like I gotta go get that cigar, and I gotta be able to have
You can walk out back. I've been in your house. I brought you lobster and steak. It's easy. Oh, now you mad?
No. All right. Andrew McGuire says, I'm not worried about Dallas because the defensive line has the same skill set from last year, and they couldn't stop the run, and now they don't have a secondary. I'm with them on that.
They got one monster on their D line, man.
Who?
Dallas.
Who?
What's that guy name?
Dorsey McCoy.
Oh, you talking about I know you talking about. You talking about
Donaire Poe?
No.
Who? Alden Smith?
No, DeMarcus or something.
Marcus
Lawrence.
All right, so
Lawrence.
you have
Yeah.
one defensive end. They have a guy that haven't played football in about 3 years. I think Alden Smith is going to do okay. Their defensive tackle, Gerald McCoy, which I hope we was going to sign.
Yeah, I wanted to get him.
But he got injured, and they actually released him. Man, that sucks.
That was it. That was a clause in his contract that
Yeah.
it was written up, and Jerry was smart to do that. He said
was.
that if his injury was to the quad, that they could release him and they can cut him.
Crazy.
And that's exactly where his injury was to the quad.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
he was I think that was what he was rehabbing. So they took a chance on him, but they did put a insurance clause in that contract, and they helped him
got
out.
some insurance money.
But they signed Everson Griffin, and we got to realize the thing about Everson Griffin. I wish we signed him, but I digress for a second. He did get stopped by Big V. Big V stopped the whole game. The whole game, Big V was on Everson.
With slow kick step.
Big V was on Everson.
No, don't. You know, I've got one of my greatest quotes off of Big V mishaps, and that was when he started out. I said he couldn't block the sun if it was in his eyes, but to his credit, he has played up to. He has played up to earning the contract that he got. I wish we had Big V back here right now. Big V would be a valuable piece to this offensive line. He was he
came a long way.
Yeah, he came a long way. So I have to give him credit for that. I can't let you badmouth.
I didn't badmouth him. I said he had a slow kick step. I didn't say
all
that.
Right. My neighbor says Dark Knight is getting drunk. Okay, all right. Tina says she's drinking a Ciroc watermelon. Carrie says he's talking about the Sixers. If you're a Philadelphia Sixers fan, you need to go get.
I got my baseball shirt on, man. I
can't
talk about the Sixers.
Wait. Take the baseball shirt off because we lost double hitter today. So
I know
we lost both of them.
No, we didn't lose both of them. We lost both of them.
We lost both of them. We lost the second one 98.
Here we go. Rocky has a comment on there. He says, "Do you think we have a chance to make the playoffs? What about Wentz? You think he's healthy enough to do it?"
Yes.
Or if he goes down, you think Hurts takes them all the way to the Super Bowl? No, Hurts is not in play right now. I don't think he's in play.
Yeah, he's
third string. From what I heard, Dougie Pederson said he's doing a lot of positive things, picking up the playbook kind of quick, but it's still he still has a learning curve where he's not in a position to overtake Sudfeld right now, who's been in our system for at least 3 years, and he knows how to play this offense. And he moves the ball down the field in practice.
I want to say this. I know we just ended the quarter. I want to say
that's
this.
The fourth quarter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say this. I listen to a lot of NFL talk. I listen to a lot of different things that's going on, and they always put in Dak Prescott, whatever his name
Prescott.
is.
Prescott.
Yeah,
I've been drinking. Okay, go ahead.
It put Dak in front of him, but for the better year of 3 years, Dak have always had better receivers than Wentz. Wentz was able to do more with less than Dak was ever able to do. All right. Wentz was able to do more with less than most of the quarterbacks in the NFL. All right. We looked at Aaron Rodgers and we tried to compare Aaron Rodgers to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was in the same boat as Aaron Rodgers. I know people not believing me. Go look at it. Aaron Rodgers had one receiver. When that one receiver went down, he didn't have anything, and his stats went down. Carson Wentz stats went up when he didn't have anybody.
He's throwing the guys at Wawa.
All right. They say you play Washington.
Well, we're not going to have Wawa guys this year.
You know,
this year we're going to have some
skilled,
fast receivers.
Yeah,
so we're not going to have Wawa guys out there. And Wentz did a hell of a job with those Wawa guys.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Imagine what he's going to do with a skilled bunch of young receivers.
Yes,
that he's leading out there on the field. It's going. I just can't wait, man. Let me go to some comments here. Isaac said, glad we played most of our tough games at home. Carrie says, there has not been a back-to-back division winner since y'all did it years ago. I'm sorry Cowboys taking it. So he doesn't have any confidence in us. Kyle O'Brien, Hurts might have been the smartest pick of the draft. Say there's no college ball this season. If you're looking for a young guy to draft, we got one for you. I'm still not sold on. I'm hearing good things of Jalen Hurts, don't get me wrong, but I'm still not to the point where I'm okay with that pick because I thought that they could get another weapon for Wentz. But hey, look, I'm not above, man. I'm not above, or I'm not I'm not that guy that's not going to admit if they're right. If this guy turns out to be what they think he can be, and these young guys that they have are as talented as what I'm hearing from training camp, then I'll come back and I'll definitely say that was a good pick. But right now, I still wanted another wide receiver. Let me see. Wawa. The White says Wawa. He's laughing. That's our Wawa comment.
Well, we got something. Shaw had something to.
I got something to do real quick.
He hasn't been here about what 3 or 4 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
Forever.
But, it's been 3 weeks. Yeah. But anyway, I've been working on something. Me and you discussed it a little bit. I just wanted to just let everybody know. Sailing and Sailing Industries. We're the Sailing Boys. Sailing and Sailing Industries is real. It's a real entity.
Okay.
Sailing and Sailing Industries is doing construction and cleaning, and I just wanted to. I got one for Paris also. I just wanted to present my brother.
Hey, wait. We gotta delete that one out.
Yeah.
All right. With his official Sailing and Sailing Industries debit card.
That's what's up, man.
Construction company. I'm just waiting right now when all this Philadelphia opens up. I can go ahead and get my my official general contracting and other license, so we can do bids and do major construction. And it's something I've been working on for the last 3-4 months, man.
All right, congratulations. That was good.
Appreciate that.
All right, next time I'm going to make you tell me
because we got to block this out right now.
No, nothing in the card. All right, so let's end this quarter, man.
And that's the end of the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter. We talk about the training camp battles. We talked about the young guys that are making an impression, the wide receivers, which is we love to hear that because we needed to add speed and speed was one thing, but to have the talent to go along with it is another. And it seems like these guys are flashing that talent out there now. So I hope they continue to do what they do. Congratulations to Sandlin and the Sandlin. You should have trademarked the Sandlin and Sandlin boys, but that's okay. But congratulations to you guys.
I got that on works too.
And thank you guys out there for following.
I'm sorry, I can't
and
say that
again,
out loud.
if you are on Facebook, make sure you go to our Eagles Talk Facebook page and like our page and sign up for the notifications. And if you are watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button right underneath this video and click the little bell that'll give you the notification of when we go live. So you will be notified and you won't miss a second of Eagles Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back.
I got to add on to that before you finish. If you're on Facebook right now, I need you to go on to YouTube. Look for Eagles Talk. Look for us, our faces. Make sure you subscribe and hit that ding so we can be populate on YouTube. Because what's going to happen down the road? We're going to matriculate one show onto YouTube. We already talked about it a while ago, but we need to go on YouTube and do one of our shows.
These guys are drunk. I just said that. I just literally said the same thing. Okay, all right. So thank you. Do what Patrick said and forget what I said. Just do what Patrick said. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. We'll be back next Thursday at 7:00. Same back channel, same back time. Hopefully, we'll hear some more progress that this team has made. It's killing me that we don't have a preseason game that we could talk about at this point. But the quicker that training camp is over, the quicker we can get into meaningful games, and then we can really enjoy ourselves. So thank you again, guys, for coming out and joining the Eagles Talk. We're out of here. Dante the Dark Knight for the Sandler Boys. Play our music.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk live, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Sharon, Dante, the Dark Jaw.